Oshomole's triumphant entry has left Edo PDP in drama. The State Media Campaign Council of the All Progressive Congress (APC) for the Edo governorship election has fired back at the PDP in a scathing rebuttal, accusing the party of suffering severe trauma and complete demoralization over the triumphant entry of Comrade Adams Oshomole, who recently returned to the state to help the election of the APC's Osagi Ize Iyamo. In a statement released by the chairman of the State Media Campaign Council, Mr. John Mayeki, the APC said the PDP has refused to read the handwriting on the wall and likened its campaign to that of a local tabloid seeking ghetto fame with an alleged resort to empty gossips and character assassination. He said the triumphant entry of Comrade Adams Oshomole to Edo State last week and the sea of people that dotted the streets and poured out to open spaces to welcome their leader home have inflicted trauma on the People's Democratic Party, demoralized them completely, and shattered whatever hopes they nurtured of rigging their way to victory on the 19th of September. The people's message was clear. We stand wholeheartedly on this side of the divide, and with the might of our population, we will resist any kind of underhanded attempt to subvert our will. But the PDP, in their trademark cluelessly, has failed to read the handwriting on the wall. Instead of leading a substantial topic-based campaign to at least reduce the margin of their expected loss, they have resorted to street gossip like a local tabloid, seeking ghetto fame in their highest point of inspiration. They go into character assassination, tweaking narrative clearly known to the public to be false and baseless propaganda. These often resort to belligerent attacks, and mendacious propaganda betrays a hollowness that has deepened itself over the years in a party lying about without vision. Obaseki was the man whom PDP sued to court, seeking to nail him for presenting fake documents and certificates as the output of an academic history mired in irrational inconsistencies. Edo PDP at present is a chapter that its incompetence and irrelevance continues to stink despite the national organ's relentless attempt to rinse and bleach it with rainy dollars. The PDP National Campaign Council on Edo governorship election itself is a body running on discordant wheels. It first suffers in the choking grip of that feud with the real Edo State chapter's structure, who till today still feel aggrieved for having their true candidate maneuvered and Godwin Obaseki foisted on them. So when the so-called PDP national body speaks for Obaseki, they do so because no one else will, and they yet have to satisfy the conditions of their 15 billion naira contract. PDP in Edo exists only on paper, color, and insignia. The structures which for years survived on the personal popularity of Pastor Osagi Ize Iyamo have all collapsed and will be delivering a comprehensive victory to the APC on the 19th of September. We do not expect Kola Olobodinyo to know this from his Abuja hideout, but just as he relies on speculative support or reports and hearsays as fodder for his fiction writings and habitual disgraceful invectives, We expect him to learn of the APC victory in the same way and extend, even if reluctantly, a congratulatory message before fading again into irrelevance. Thank you for listening to this news. There is nothing different that is going to occur. Listen, what is going to happen between APC and PDP on a normal election day is still what is going to happen. There will be nothing different, nothing unique. Oshiomole'S presence in Edo State now will do make no difference. Instead, I will tell you what his presence will cause in Edo State. Oshiomole'S presence will cause nothing more than chaos. If possible, it might even lead to violence, and that is why serious security need to be deployed on that set day, because I know that Oshiomole'S coming to Edo State, he never came for peace. He has calculated it already. He is already dying politically and is reducing politically. So he won't want to reduce completely. Look at when the election is coming up. See when it's coming to Edo State. Have you asked yourself that question? My dear viewers, Oshiomole is not smiling. You look at it. Okay, if you remember vividly that the speaker, one of the speakers in APC, recently died in Edo State, and the day Adams Oshiomole entered Edo State, the night he entered Edo State, he was aware that that speaker is dead, and they are doing his funeral that day, and the speaker happens to be an APC member. And do you know that Adams Oshiomole, to let you know that this man is so frustrated, permit me to use that word, he's so frustrated that instead of him to join those paying those mourning the speaker, those participating in the burial, instead of him to join them, do you know that Adams Oshiomole, instead of joining them, he has to gather the crowd that came out to welcome him and involve and engage them on mass protest campaign, mass campaign that night. The night they are mourning the speaker. My viewers, will you tell me that Adams Oshiomole entering Edo State by that kind of time and this kind of hour with this kind of character doesn't mean something else? My viewers, see, Adams Oshiomele's entry into Edo State will make no difference, but instead it will cause chaos. You understand? So I want to leave this message to Obaseki itself. He should take the advantage of still being the sitting governor to deploy maximum and well-qualified securities to help monitor every looks and crowning of that day, the activities that will take place on that day. This security force should help to monitor. If possible, it should involve the state local securities as well, because the Nigerian security force, the state security force are not enough. I'm telling you, they can only be viewing the faces, but they cannot be able to do what is expected of them. My viewers, you really need to comment to this issue because your comment concerning this news will go a long way. So please don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.